You are listening to the Community Link Show on GFM 96.6. In the studio today, we have an update on the GFM Oscar event with Lady M. Lady M, welcome to the studio.
Thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me on Community Link. I think it's the first time I've been on here, actually. So,
the first time you've been on, is it really?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay then. Right then. Oh,
so it's nice to be here.
Right then, everybody in the studio, I hope you've got your best questions ready. Right then, so we've got the GFM Oscar Awards fundraising dinner and dance coming up on Saturday the 4th of September. Can you tell us all a bit about that?
Okay, the Oscars, basically, this came about. A couple of people had an idea, put it to the board, and the board approved the idea. It was something to say thank you to all the presenters who obviously give their time and energy to provide entertainment and information to the community, and we just thought it was a thank you from GFM, just to say for all the hard work and commitment over the past sort of 10 years that people have actually been volunteering on GFM. Yeah. So this is where it came about, and also as an additional aspect of that, it was to thank the community for their support as well. So every presenter on GFM will be receiving an award on Oscar night on the 4th of September. It will be a big, massive occasion, one not to be missed, yeah? And as I said, it's for the GFM family to recognise their efforts and their hard work. And also, there will be some community votes given out on the night for people who we feel have supported the station, you know, over the past 10 years.
Wonderful,
okay, so that's the basic, that's the background about how Oscars came about.
So members of the community can come along to the event. It's taking place at St. Peter's Social Club.
That's correct.
And they can get tickets from? They
can get tickets from either myself or from the studio, and they can obviously contact the normal studio number, which is 01452 525 425. And there's also another mobile number, which is 07787 423 565. Okay, this event is open to the whole community, whether you're a grandparent, auntie, uncle, a child. You know, it's for something to recognise everybody who's involved in keeping GFM on air, basically. And
there's going to be performances and entertainment provided as well?
Definitely. We will be entertained by singers such as Omar, Yasmin. We've got our very own Brother Harvey and the Angels performing, Monique Smith and friends, and also Street Elite. So it would be some entertainment for every member of the family. So yeah, it's definitely something to look forward to.
Yeah, and it's also a good, I remember we were discussing this the other day, it's also a good opportunity for members of the community to come along and just see their favourite presenters definitely. In the flesh, and to, you know, meet them and hear live.
Yeah.
Because obviously I've got here in front, you know, Black Ice Sound, DJ Juicy, Fred Locks, Derek B, John Musto, DJ Chaos, Della Dread, they'll all be there.
It's a wicked lineup of DJs on the night, yeah. And I want to give a special thanks to Daddy G for providing Black Ice Sound for this event.
Yes, yeah.
You know, everybody sort of come together and, you know, try to make this night one that will not be forgotten in Gloucestershire, yeah? And hopefully it will be one of many to come.
And there will be food.
Don't forget the food, people.
We know how the community and the performers alike love the food.
There'll be a proper 3-course meal available on the night, okay? And that's all within the price of the ticket, which is a mere £15 per person. All right, there are family tickets available, and that is £50, and that will comprise of 2 adults and 2 children under the age of 15. So, you know, if parents want to come along with their children, that's no problem at all. It'd just be £50 for all of them.
And it is a really nice opportunity, isn't it? Because although we are part of the community and the community are part of us here at GFM, it's nice for us to actually meet one another. Exactly. And do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and to get out there and be in the same room together and interact.
Exactly. I mean, most times it's only sort of weddings or funerals or christenings, etc. But this is a nice occasion where you can, you know, dress up, put on your best suit, guys. Ladies, get your ball gown out or your party frock. And, you know, just come out and really have a nice time. There'll be entertainment. There'll be auction with fantastic prizes, which I'll go into a bit later.
Okay.
Raffles on the night, and just a nice time to socialise with everybody.
And I know that DJ Bantu will be doing the raffle there, and if anybody can remember, he was down at the car wash. He was involved in the car wash, so I'll be interested to see what he's got lined up for the raffle and what he's got to say for himself. Definitely. So that'll be a good one to see. So yeah, so there you go, everybody. You know the contact details there. Lady M gave those out to you, so you know how to get in contact with us and to find out more about tickets. And you've heard a little bit about what's coming up. So Tamana, come on then. I know Tamana had some questions beforehand.
Can you tell me more about the auctions? And
the
raffle
auction.
Prizes?
Okay, we have. I don't want to go too much into it, because you've got to get people's attention, etc. But we've got some fantastic prizes, and I'd just like to big up everybody in the community who has donated prizes up to today's date. Yeah, I mean, obviously there probably will be more coming in. But it's just to big up everybody, and I especially want to big up the sponsors, which are Mitchell Cycles of Gloucester. That's 250 and to 253 Barton Street, and also the Gloucester Cobbler, who from 11 Aldgate Street, Gloucester, who are sponsors of this event. All right, so I want to big up you guys.
Yes, thank you guys.
Okay, let's run down some of the prizes that we will have, either for raffling or for auction. We have a haircut from Tony and Guy, which is worth £40. Tony and Guy, people, okay? That's in Northgate Street. We also have a meal for 4 at Nando's.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so get yours on yesterday. We have a bottle of champagne, which is donated by Mr. and Mrs. Morgan from Quedgley. We've got 2 pairs of day passes for the gym and health spa at DW Sports. Ooh. So that's quite a nice prize. A ladies' handbag from Icon Boutique on Eastgate Street. Nice. We have a £30 wash and steam hairdo from Blake's Hair Salon in Barton Street. We have been donated a couple of cakes from members of the community, and that's Mrs. Joyce Black and Charmaine Thomas. We've got products from Body Shop available. We've got a board game from W.H. Smith's.
Okay.
We've got a child's bike, which is up to the value of £60, and that's from Mitchell Cycle. So anybody who knows their children want a bike for Christmas, make sure you bring your little change with you. We've got quite a lot, and not the main prize, but one of the bigger prizes we have is a pair of football tickets to go and see Manchester. Oh, I got to get this right. Man United. You know me, I'm not really good on football. Okay, and that was donated by our very own JJ Watkins. So, a pair of football tickets. And that's what I'm saying. A lot of people have been so generous. It's just been unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I want to big up everybody who has donated up to today's date.
Definitely. They're good prizes.
That's what I'm saying,
They're
people.
really good prizes. I mean, Nando's. Come on. Nando's. That's like one of the best things in Gloucester.
Yeah.
Champagne.
Exactly.
So there's food, there's champagne, and Man United tickets. I mean, obviously, anybody who's watching the football at the moment, what was it, 2-2 with Man U and Fulham the other day? So I'm sure somebody's wanted to get down there and cheer on their team. And especially with all this 6-0 business going on, there might be more goals to come when you turn up. Who knows what you're going to see when you go to the football match? So yeah, get involved, help out. So this is is this going to be an annual thing?
Hopefully, we are hoping this will be a very successful event. I mean, there's no reason why it shouldn't be. And hopefully, because this is all the proceeds from this event is going to keeping GFM on air, because obviously people know the situation. We're probably about 20,000 away from our target, and we've probably got about another 4 or 5 months in which to get this amount of money, which is a hell of a lot of money to get. So hopefully we will try and do another one next year, but we just want to see how this one goes first.
Yeah, definitely. And I know, obviously £20,000 in 4 months, that's a lot of money to try and come by.
But it can be done, it can be done. As people said, I believe John Muster or Daddy English said on the show on Saturday, if everybody in the community gave £1, it would be sorted.
That's true. It's very true, actually. Yeah.
There's got to be more than 24,000 people in Gloucester.
This is definitely.
So, hello, people out there. Yeah, if you want to keep your station on air, you just dig to. You don't have to dig deep, because everybody knows the financial situation with everybody. Recession is still here, hasn't gone anywhere. So, but if everybody gave a small amount, that would amount.
So there you go. Maybe that will encourage everybody to come down. Where we are here at the Trust Centre. I don't know if I can even say this, but maybe you can come down and give or do something like that, or just come to the events at the end of the day. Because by coming to the events, you get to have the fun and you get to feel as though you get to be, give money and enjoy yourself at the same time.
Exactly.
We're really trying here, and like you will see on the website, I wrote on myself on my own presenter profile. It's as much as we do for you, you do for us, and we're only as important as you guys out there make us. So it's very important that you keep backing us and we keep giving you what you want and replying to your messages and trying to produce the best shows. So how many events have we had now, Lady M?
Oh, now you're going to put me on the spot now, aren't you?
Yeah.
We've had various fundraising events. I mean, we have the event at Sloane's, which is once a month. That carried on. Have you been to one?
No.
Oh yeah,
I was walking past today and they said GFM's taking over. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, so we have fundraising events throughout the year. We've done, as you said, the car wash before. We've done auctions. We've had events at the All Nations Club. You know, it is ongoing, and it's not just one person. Everybody is pulling together to try and see what they can achieve.
Yes.
And, you know, and we want to thank the community because everybody's been so generous up to now. And as you said earlier, if it wasn't for them, we would be here anyway. So, you know, it's a two-way process.
It is, yeah.
So we're willing to do what we can. And if people in the community have any ideas for fundraising, all they've got to do is call the studio, call your show, call anybody's show, and put forward their ideas, and we will take it forward, hopefully, if it's feasible.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And like, you know, we were talking about this last week, the Facebook page, that's always another, you know, medium for people to get involved in, especially as people are busy and out and about, but they can access through it, you know, it through their phones and get in contact. I've just had a text message here from somebody that says, GFM, it will be done, it must be done. And, you know, he's very right, because
that's the attitude we want from people.
Yeah.
Positivity. We don't want no negative vibes. We just want people who are positive. And, you know, if we all pull together, it can happen. I mean, you know, miracles do happen, but, you know.
Well, no, you're right.
It doesn't have to be a miracle. This is feasible for everybody to pull together and to sort of like support GFM.
Yeah, and I think what people should remember, I mean, it's one of those things, you know, you don't know what you've got till it's gone, and especially at the moment, if you listen to radio, you know how radio is these days. Radio's become quite generic, and you don't get that local feel anymore.
Quite repetitive?
Yes, yeah. You know, there is no, you know, you go to the same city, you go to different cities, and there's the same radio station with the same thing. So, you know, to get that local angle, you know, this is a good place to start, and it's a good way to listen. And obviously, you know, it does great things for members of the community, especially at a time when, you know, like Lady M said, there's recession going on. It's, you get involved with the radio station, you're putting things on your CV, you're developing yourself, you're meeting people. You know, members of the community, come along and, you know, give us your support at the Oscar Awards. We want to see you there. And like I said, even if you just want to get a photo taken with your
DJ, imagine, your favourite DJ.
Exactly.
You could hang that up in your living room,
exactly, yeah. Or you can just hang yourself around their neck at the event. I don't know.
Hey, steady on.
Della Dread, we're on our way. But yeah, so no, definitely everybody should get involved, and we've got all of our flyers. I've got one here right in front of me, so you can always pick up a flyer if you want all the details in your hand. Everybody in the community get involved, because we do this for the whole of Gloucester. It's not literally just the Barton and Treadworth area or any particular area. We do this for the whole of Gloucester. Anywhere that can, well, we do it for online. If you can come from further afield, then join in, definitely. So, Lady M, anything else you want to tell us about the event?
I just want to big up St Peter's Social Club. They've donated the hall free of charge for that evening, so that was fantastic. And the majority, as I said, you know, we are getting support and love from the community, which is fantastic, and it gives you the incentive to go forward and to carry on what you're doing.
There you go, everybody. You know, we're celebrating 10 years of broadcasting, and I know that
people's got to remember, as you said, 10 years ago, you know, I think we had another radio station, and we probably had about 2 hours a week of music of black origin. That's all we had. You know, you lived for Saturday nights just to hear a bit of urban or... Do you know what I mean, people? So you can't all forget so quickly how it was. So you need to support the station, because, you know, we love doing what we do. You know, it's hard work at times, but you still, the buzz you get from being in the studio, and, you know, the feedback you get from the supporters and the community members, the messages you get, that keeps you going. Yeah. And I'd like to emphasise that this event is a ticket-only event. I need to stress that. You need to purchase your tickets before the 4th of September. I'm not saying there's a closing date. It may be the Friday, I'm not sure. But it is a ticket-only event. You cannot come on the day expecting to be, you know, let into the event. Yeah. So make sure, people, if you're interested, don't leave it to the last minute, because I know what some people are like. Oh, I get it on the Friday or pay on the door. No, it's a ticket-only event. So I'd just like to stress that. Okay.
So everybody, don't forget, GFM Oscar Awards fundraising dinner and dance, Saturday the 4th of September 2010 at St Peter's Social Club. Yes, Lady M, thank you very much for coming into the studio. It was wonderful to have you here.
Thank you very much.
GFM. With the people, for the people. Gloucester FM 96.6. GFM.
Unity in the community on GFM 96.6.
Serving the heart and soul of Gloucester. This is GFM.